Morning, everybody. I thought before it got too late in the summer and the sun burned everything up, I'd do a quick yard walk, garden walk, yard walk, whatever you want to call it. A few things have changed since last year. Like I say, it's probably only going to do this once this year. Um, Most all my daylilies out of this center bed has already bloomed, but it was real pretty. Uh, Japanese beetles got me real good on my roses. At one time, I don't know if I said this last year or a year before last, but one time I had 17 rose bushes, but I ended up giving them all away besides actually two, but they keep coming up, so there's nothing I can do about that. I just keep digging them up. This year in this bed I did plant some Japanese or Egyptian walking onions. I think I put 25 in this bed. You can see I got a few bulbs breaking off here, getting ready to drop. Most of them are dried up right now. They'll come back come fall or spring. Usually they come up twice a year. I've had them before, and they usually come back in the fall and in the spring. Then they'll get cedars on the top of them like these right here, and then I'll pull them and I'll replant them in different places. Okay, and yeah, I'm about to get the leaves out of there. Now there for a while we was getting rain every day for about 2 weeks. Now we hadn't had no rain in about uh, 7-8 days, and in the last 20 days we've had a heat temperature, wet bulb temperature of about 103 to 107 every day. So I want to make this video before everything gets burnt up. Now, if y'all remember last year, I just built this bed here and I planted 10 ever-bearing strawberries. I think Mary Washington. I can't remember if they were Mary Washington or but anyway, I planted 10 ever-bearing strawberries, and I learned from this from now on. If I've ever planted any more strawberries, I'm gonna plant one-time strawberries, so in that way they all bear fruit all at one time. Then that way I get enough that I can do something with, like make strawberry shortcake or something, you know, and put it in the freezer. Because these right here, the ever-bearing, you may get one at a time, two at a time, three at a time, but you don't never get more than 4 at a time, so you don't really have enough to do anything with besides snack on them. Okay, and my asparagus, these are Jersey Giant, and last year I planted 25 shoots, and these are second year, you know, I planted second year root clusters. And my last count, I had 80 shoots come up already. I quit counting because there got to be so many of them in there. I have been, even though this is supposed to be sterile dirt, I have been having to weed it. And as soon as we start getting some pine straw, I'm going to start putting some pine straw in here. Now, I'm not sure which one I'm going to let take over, whether I'm going to let the strawberries take over or the asparagus take over. Probably asparagus, because I'm more apt to eat asparagus and I can freeze the asparagus. So anyway, you know, the bed did outstanding. I just hope next year, whenever it's time to eat, because next year I will be able to eat, I'm hoping that I have this many shoots edible to eat, and that way I'll be able to eat some fresh, and at the same time be able to put some up in the freezer. I know some starting to seed now. That's good. Watching Deep South Homestead, I'm probably going to try to see if I can save some of the seed, and I'm going to plant seed in some of my guerrilla gardens. I do have 2 guerrilla gardens this year. Watermelon's doing good. The tomatoes I planted, they doing okay, and the gourds were doing okay, but the heat dried them out, burned them up. I just want to show you this. In between jobs and stuff, after I retired, I started doing a lot of yard art stuff, what we call yard art, and I was selling little things like this right here. These are about 10-15 years old here. Well, 10-12 years old here. Hadn't had to paint them or anything. They do need painted. I see the raccoon looks pretty bad, but I got all kinds of these things. I've got pigs, I've got cows, I've got monkeys that up inside the trees. I've got like the praying soldiers and stuff like that. Anyway, just wanted to show you that. Nothing big deal there. I have started getting thinning out and decluttering a lot of my stuff out here in the back. Reason being is because I don't know how much longer I'm going to be staying here. Whether or not I'm going to be moving or what, we don't know yet. The guy who owns the trailer park I live in, he passed away, and we don't know what's going on with it as far as the family and everything. Okay, so these are my second, well, the second planting here. The first planting I had at this space right here was snow peas. I harvested 2 full quarts of snow peas, mainly for stir fries. And these seed here, I planted these as seed out of one of the survival packs of the survival seeds you get in the foil packets. Doing great right now. I just hope they get plenty of cucumbers on them. We'll wait and see. My eggplant's getting pretty much eat up by ants. I might put some Sevin dust on, see if that helps with Sevin dust. Get rid of some of the ants. I have already ate some eggplant off of it. I've ate 3 eggplant. I didn't plant really enough that I'm gonna worry about trying to freeze any. The green beans, they come out of one of the survival packs also. I didn't really plant enough green beans. I just wanted to see how them seeds would work out. And of course you can see my squash. The squash is starting to burn up because of the heat. The 107-degree temperature. I mean, I'm watering every evening and then trying to water some in the mornings. I haven't been trying to water a lot in the mornings, but some. Got to keep the ground a little bit wet to keep the plants moist. Tomatoes, been doing great on tomatoes. I've already started getting ready to freeze tomatoes. I'm probably going to try to can probably 12 quarts. Well, 6 quarts is what I'm probably going to try to can. My bell pepper, I usually don't ever have bell pepper till around the end of August. September is when I start getting real good on bell pepper. And this year I did plant some jalapenos. They're doing okay. I've been picking jalapenos left and right. I planted 1 cayenne. I don't eat hot pepper, but I planted it just to be planting it for one of my friends. He eats a lot of them. And they're coming on left and right. You can see one way down in there. When I do eat them, I pull them when they're real small, and I eat them with peanut butter sandwich or something. Now you'll see this cucumber here. This cucumber come off of an idea that I seen on Pinterest. When I was making a salad one night and I sliced it, I kept one of the slices, and what I did is I brought that slice out here and just stuck it in the ground right here at the corner of the garden because I didn't really expect it to grow. But you can see I've got vines everywhere running. I've got some small cucumbers on this also. I'll probably be picking cucumbers off this not too long. There's a couple back up under there I'm not going to mess with, but you can see it's growing a little bit everywhere. But I do have a cherry tomato, a plum tomato down inside there. When I first got these plum tomatoes, I thought they had curly leaf, but I started watering them real good, and finally this one here is doing fairly well here. One of them I did pull up or take out and put in a pot because I didn't want it nowhere near the rest of my tomato plants. Now we'll go over here, and this here, I put this in this spring. This is blackberries, first year blackberries. They're just wild blackberries dug up and stuck in the ground. So I probably won't get no berries off these until next year. From what I understand, they don't produce until second year. Also, you'll see muscadine. I planted two muscadine vines that I got out of the woods. This small one here is doing great. The big one, you can see the leaves on this one right here. It's slowly coming back. It kind of had planting shock or whatever you want to call it when I first planted it, but it's holding its own. Even though it looks like it's dry down in there, it's starting to weave. What I'm gonna try to do is once I get it weaved, then I'm gonna put it on my clothesline here and let it run across my clothesline a little bit. See how that does, because I love muscadines, especially muscadine jelly. And this bed over here was just something else I threw up. I needed somewhere just to put a bunch of seed that I had left over and flowers, or it was a catch-all bed. That's the reason why it's just made out of logs. But it's doing great for the flowers. Flowers are doing real good in it. Need to get out here and weed the grass out of it. It's doing really well. And I do have another tomato plant in a bucket right here. Now this cherry tomato here, this thing's doing great. And unfortunately, you may or may not be able to see it. I planted two banana peppers up in there, sweet pepper. They don't get enough sunshine no more, so they're not really producing. They're growing, but they're not producing anything. I got about 3 or 4 peppers off of it. Of course, I don't know. I'm starting to get pepper up here at the top where they're coming up through the tomatoes, so I might get some more peppers off of them. Yeah, I might get lucky and get some peppers off of them, because I like banana pepper, but the cayenne pepper is just too hot for me. I don't enjoy them. And also in this bed here, you'll see I planted 10 bulbs of Egyptian walking onions in here. They're doing really well. They'll eventually start getting more cedars on them. They're gonna have to die off and then they'll probably come back. But yeah, they're doing pretty good down inside here. I think they like the shade. Everything's shading them out real good. And I don't know if y'all remember this Eastern Redbud. It was only about this high last year, so it's grown a lot this year since I put some dirt around it and been trying to keep some pine straw around it, so that way I keep it moist. But it's doing real good this year. I figure next year it might be about 10 foot tall next year. And here's the tomato that had that I thought had curly leaf, and you can see it still kind of looks rough on some of the leaves and stuff, but it's been producing. Got it in a small bucket. Probably should have put it in a little bit bigger of a planter. Let me see. Keep on going, and you know, a lot of people don't plant flowers, but I like flowers. They make me happy, so I like them flowers. And most of these in here, I mean, I've got coneflower, I've got cannons. Of course, you can see down in here, I've got let's see if I can find some. Well, you can see right here, I got some. Ooh, come on. Done got a brain lock. Done forgot what you call it. But anyway, it's a medicinal. Somebody on there will holler out and remind me what it is. And you'll see here, I planted 30 of the Egyptian walking onions in here, and you can see they're starting to come up. I don't think they should be coming up this early, but you can see I've got little sprigs coming up right here, right there, right there. I wish they wouldn't be coming up right now. I kind of wish they'd hold off for at least till the middle of September. But anyway, and then this area right up in here isn't nothing. Normally I plant carrots up in here, and what I'm going to do is plant some daikon radishes up in here. Probably the end of next month or the first part of September. I got a little baby chameleon, or I reckon people call them a lot of people call them geckos, I reckon. But anyway, I don't know if you can see it down in there. You might be able to tell what it is. Yeah, you can see it now. See it moving around right there. Okay, and that's just about yarrow. Yarrow's the plant, the medicinal plant that I got planted down in there. Looks like most of it's died out, but trust me, as many times I've tried to kill that stuff, I haven't been able to kill it yet, so it'll stay up in there. And anyway, that's pretty much it for my yard walk. And if you have any questions, just ask them. Have any replies, just reply. Y'all know how to do it. Anyway, y'all have a good day. Try to stay cool. We complain around here about the weather being up to 103, 107 degrees, whatever. But at the same time, out on the West Coast, they're losing property and everything. And I really feel for the people out there, because I know a lot of those houses that they've lost, those are people's lifelong dreams that I've seen, where people's been building on them houses. I've only been to California a few times, and I have noticed whenever I was out there that during the spring it looks the whole landscape almost looks like a manicured golf course. But come June, mid-June, it looks everything's dried up like desert. It seems like. But now that's going, I reckon, west of San Luis Obispo area, and I don't know really the rest of it, because Camp Roberts is normally where I always went to in California. So anyway, I pray, I feel for the people, and I try to stay cool myself, and try to remember, that other people have it harder than we do. I just now noticed a bunch of bugs up under, a bunch of seed bugs right there. I don't know if they're aphids or what they are. They're like little spiders. Either way, they're dying. I'm gonna smush them. Try to pull them off. I don't know what they are. They could be hornworm seeds. I don't know, but I'm gonna smush them. I better start checking some of my plants. I try not to put no Sevin dust or no kind of insecticide or anything on none of my plants, but I do every so often put Sevin dust on. So I might have to do something about the problem with the ants on this eggplant. Otherwise, I don't think I'm gonna get any more eggplants. Y'all take care. Bye.